Your questions about business, career, personal development, and achieving the American dream are more than welcome. Call 855 Makin It, 855-625-4648. Now, back to more Makin It with Tommy and Todd.
We're back with Tommy and Todd Coast to Coast, and we have with us Brad and Charlie from Digiwrap, Shark Tank contestants. Todd, take it up from here.
First of all, can you give you guys web and social media information out right now? So people
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So our website is digiwrap.com.
Okay.
Basically, from there, you can kind of navigate to all the different ways to acquire our product, either through a partnership with Zazzle, who kind of focuses on the consumer market, or from our actual store, which is kind of geared towards more directly to businesses. And then you can also, from that website, you can link to all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all that good stuff, and learn as much as you can.
And I've got a blog with ideas and all kinds of cool.
What was the name of the site again? You said
Digiwrap.com.
Okay, and then
Digiwrap.com.
Okay, and so what I find interesting about your business personally is how needed, as a small business, how needed limited runs are about a lot of products, because so many times you have a small business, especially when you're starting off or you're watching your budget, and the companies demand huge quantity runs, and you just can't do it. So I just think from that standpoint, it just really filled a huge need. And typically printing businesses are an afterthought. Like, when you're running a small business, you're thinking, okay, get something packaged or get something printed, afterthought. What made you think it would succeed on Shark Tank?
You know what? The one thing that we kind of figured, when we first started talking about it, like, I don't know if it'll ever work. But as we kind of started getting feedback, and it was the feedback from our customers from when we initially started off, we really did a really grassroots campaign, kind of learning about the customer, seeing who it was, and the feedback was just overwhelming from the beginning. And it was really about what you touched on. It was like people have been like, we've been looking for a product like this. I don't want to have to commit to such a large run for something that I need just real quick or real small. So the initial excitement has always come from our customer, which we do really appreciate. And then as far as having success on Shark Tank, it was really about, as the feedback and positivity from our customers grow, our excitement and being able to deliver that grows with it. So it's kind of hand in hand. It's the excitement that we've kind of gained from the response from our customers.
What would you say is the core need that you're feeling? Is it the small runs? I mean, where's your core at? Either one of you can answer.
It is. It's the short runs. That was the original genesis of the product. Is I had a customer call me up, and he's like, I'm having an event, and I need some tissue paper for it. I want to take an artist friend of mine and put her one of her paintings on tissue paper. I only need 100 sheets, and I'm calling around, and they're telling me I got to run 5,000 sheets, and I got to pay, it's full color, so I got to pay $1,200 for plates, and I'm going to wait 6 weeks. And I said, well, how much time do I have? She said 48 hours. So I said, oh boy, and I kind of experimented with it a little bit before, but I burnt the midnight oil and tried to figure it out, and I literally burned a couple reams of tissue paper trying to get her 100 sheets of tissue paper, but I got it done, and it was just that. It was that was the aha moment. It was like, wow, because she was thrilled. She
Right.
was like, oh my God, you made the event. This looks awesome. Charge me whatever whatever you want to do. I know you went through hell to get it for me. So that really was the moment in time where it was like, okay, I think we've got a product here that other people would potentially be looking for. They need something, last second. They need 100 sheets.
Right. Charlie, how do you make money doing this? I mean, because typically
the nice
it's
thing
volume.
about our product is, when things switch over to digital printing versus commercial printing and kind of the old way of printing, there was already kind of a map of how you can make money on it. And so the nice thing about our product is it's the last products to go digital, which is why it's so unique. It's because even with all the technology we have, there still wasn't a solution until kind of Digiwrap came into that fold. So all we really have to do is kind of utilize the method for digital printing where you gang run small batches and you treat them like big batches. And that allows us, and you just have to keep, now there's a little bit of logistical work towards it, but as long as you can kind of treat a bunch of small, 1,000 one-sheet orders or 1,000 sheet orders, for the most part, we can treat kind of similarly. So it allows us to kind of, at smaller quantities, have a little bit higher margin and treat them as one large order. And it allows us to kind of make sure we still make money while we're producing it, but making a cool product that's feasible for our customers to utilize.
So the fact of printing going digital is what made this possible for the most part.
So yeah, so absolutely. And so basically the special sauce for Digiwrap is that we use existing digital equipment that was meant for other things and then apply a special process towards it that allows us to do what we do. So it's not like we had to go build equipment that cost millions and millions of dollars. The equipment already exists, but we just had to kind of think outside the box to get it to work.
Does your competitors, do your competitors have this? Have they caught up to this, to you about doing this?
Well, they can't. We do have a patented process on it, so they can't actually produce.
So there's not many. There's not many places out there where you can get these short runs like this.
Well, obviously there's other products that you could do short run. I mean, there's digital printing is everywhere. Every print shop nowadays probably has a digital press in their arsenal.
Right.
But like I said, being able to you can't just put tissue paper through any press.
Right.
And so that's what kind of protects us.
Gotcha.
And the nice thing is there's no direct competition for our particular packaging product. There's no one else offering a similar solution. It just didn't exist until we did. There's plenty of people either using the same equipment and fulfilling other print needs, and then there's other tissue paper manufacturers doing a non-digital method. So we kind of take the best of both worlds and kind of meet in the middle. I
tell you, we're both Tommy and I's businesses. We do a lot of packaging and stuff. So I think we're going to be calling you for the this tissue paper.
That's awesome. We'll take care of it.
Got me interested.
Yeah, we're going to put Todd's picture on everything we send out.
Absolutely. There you go.
Right. Hey, how was it on the show? Like, how was the experience on the actual show? Like, was it scary? Was it, encouraging? What was it?
Yeah. Well, everybody we worked with was great. It was a super experience. It was scary when you go out there, obviously, on the set. The doors open and you walk out there and you go, oh my God, I've been watching this show on TV and now I'm here. It was awe-inspiring and it was scary as hell.
Is Kevin cool?
Lifetime opportunity. It's definitely a surreal experience. You get dropped in there, especially for being from the Midwest. You go out up to LA, you live the LA lifestyle for a few days, and then you get dropped back in your life, and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What just
Is Kevin cool?
It was a lot of work. It was very exciting, but it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Is Kevin cool to work with?
So we're actually, right now, one of the things that happened from filming was we filmed in September, and our episode actually aired in December. That was way faster than you predicted, but we kind of had to jump through hoops to try to make it happen. So we came into our busy season, and then all of a sudden us airing on Shark Tank was dropped on top of it. So we actually had to take a bit of a hiatus for kind of negotiating afterwards.
Okay.
As the show airs, so we're actually still in that process.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you have to do due diligence.
Hey, one thing I learned in business school is about how it was fascinating, even though I don't have a family business, but how few family businesses last past 3 generations. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
How do you guys plan to make this business last past 3 generations and actually have a legacy, with it?
That's a good question. Part of it is just I think the pace of life is getting so much faster. I think it's getting harder and harder to build a business that's going to last multiple generations.
Right.
But I think it's really just the system you build.
Yeah.
It's a culture. You got to have the right culture. You got to have the right system. You got to have the right product, something that's going to last for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Either that or you got to adapt.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the biggest part of it.
Absolutely.
You got to be willing to, you can't get lazy. You can't rest on your laurel.
And the best thing that ever happened with Blingraph and then Digiwrap was kind of the idea of, okay, you instill concepts and general fundamentals, but then when you pass things along, you allow the next generation to kind of adapt with what they need to and take it to the next level. And that's kind of what we've done here, and that's how I think we try to move it forward as well.
So you're not planning a big exit right now yet?
You never know.
Right.
We've got all kinds of contingency plans.
Do you want to make us an
you
offer?
want to make an offer? We can
We'll talk.
Guys,
we'll talk.
absolutely. We plan to take this out as long as we can.
Yeah,
Hey, Tommy.
guys, I would stick with Kevin O'Leary instead of Todd if I were you. Let me ask you this, guys. Since Kevin O'Leary's invested in your business, of course, and you're in the due diligence process,
Right.
just being on national TV, how's your business doing now as compared to before you had that kind of exposure?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, the one way to put it in perspective is, the one thing about the show is it's definitely focused in on a retail aspect of it, which was mostly our relationship with Zazzle, which was great, especially because the holiday season, it made a lot of sense. So we basically took our best day ever and stretched that over like a 2-week period. So that was huge explosion for us right from the get-go.
Right.
And then as far as the business as a whole, we really believe that it's taken just the normal monthly business to a whole new level that we can kind of grow from. And that was always our biggest thing up until this point, was people were raving about our product way back when we got started, but they just didn't know about it. They didn't know to look for it. And to find this, you really had to know what you wanted and not know that and never have the idea planted in your head. So now what we feel with the show is it's like, hey, look, that's kind of cool for an event or a holiday or something that's coming up. And although people haven't, necessarily ordered right away, it's in the back of their mind that, hey, this is something I could do. And really that's all we were looking for, is to kind of get the idea out there that we exist and that we can help them, make a special event or occasion a little bit more unique.
Great.
We've got tons of requests for information and samples and things like that. So, that generally leads to orders in the future. So,
Let me ask you this, guys. We have a big audience of people who are in business or who want to be in business, have great ideas and so on, but they're not going to have the opportunity that you guys had to go on Shark Tank and partner up with a Kevin O'Leary as an example. What advice would you give to people in our audience that might have a great business idea or just trying to make it in their business or career or make it to the next level? What advice would you give those people if you were sitting down with them across the table?
well, probably one of the most important things nowadays is social media. If you're not heavily into social media, you probably want to get into it or partner with somebody that can help you. That's probably one of the biggest things I would recommend.
And then from my standpoint, probably about more of a macro level is, when we got started from beginning to where we're at now and things in the future, we had a lot of pushback. A lot of people have come back and told us reasons why it wouldn't work or why it's not a good idea, and however you want to go about it. But it was like we knew what we had, and we just had to keep believing in that aspect and kind of do what you had to do to get to where you need to be. A lot of times it's make it till you fake it, right? Or fake it till you make it, right? So we had to do that a lot of times. It's like, okay, we just got to rely on ourselves to make sure that we're getting this across to a certain degree, because not everybody's going to get it right away, but just persevere, and you can see it come through.
Right. Is social media, was that a big part of your marketing?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so we the first thing we did when we first started Digiwrap was like, okay, we got to come up with a marketing plan. And so we worked with a marketing company, basically say, look, this product doesn't exist. It's really cool. Let's go out and just make our presence at least available so people who are looking for us can come find us. And now we've adapted to, okay, now they can find us. Let's go and tell them why it's a great idea. So it definitely takes steps, but it was definitely a key asset to leverage our, basically to leverage our website.
What percent of your marketing was social media, would you say, when you started?
Yeah, well, we basically avoid all ad campaigns. We basically don't pay for it. So it's all versions of social media, either using all of the various social media sites or blogging on our website or just making sure you're keeping up with SEO so people, keep up to the search engine algorithms and whatnot. Like, those are the things that we did. And we basically don't like paying for marketing. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so this is a great company for anyone out there, any business out there that's looking for packaging and limited runs on their packaging, tissue paper, things of that nature. Can you tell us how someone can get a hold of you once again? They want to buy your products.
So you can always check us out at Digiwrap.com. And from there, you've got our phone number on there. You've got our various emails, all the social media. Any way you can get in contact with us, please do. We like to hear feedback, and we like to hear anything you're looking to do.
So it's Digiwrap.com.
Great. Thank you, guys.
All All right, thank you. We appreciate the time, guys. Have a good one.
And we'll return when we come back. We'll return for more Making It.